Oh, hey. Well, we got no one in here. Why is that? We got no one in here. All right, well, anyway. Welcome back to the MINIAC, and it is Wednesday at 6:50 p.m. Central Time, and no one is here. So I could, no, there's one person there, but I could just sit here and juggle. I only have one ball to do that, so I can't do that. Anyway, how is everyone doing? How is everybody doing? I have been keeping busy with my job and all that other great stuff, and I've been trying to figure out how to keep the YouTube channel going, working on that. I think we're going to try to keep the YouTube channel going. We're going to keep the YouTube channel going, obviously, because I am the MINIAC and I got to keep the channel going. At some point, they're going to get some of the new cars into the dealership, so I'll be able to do some videos, more videos on those, and hopefully an electric Mini. I'm working on possibly, if a subscriber of mine who ordered a GP3 through the local dealership, if he'll let me drive it for a video, that would be awesome, and I'll send him a t-shirt, so I'm waiting to hear back from him on that one. But how is everyone doing? Welcome back to the MINIAC. Welcome back to the live stream. It is Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, whatever time it is. I've lost track. I apologize for not having a Monday video, but right now desperate times call for desperate measures, so I'm trying to space things out to allow me to have time to create more content so that I can keep videos coming to you guys. As you might have noticed, I have decided to, rather than create a separate YouTube channel called Redline Rebel, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and make that part of the MINIAC's YouTube channel. So you're going to see occasionally some videos that are not Mini related. I know what you're thinking. What has he done? Has he sold his soul to the devil? Well, the answer is no. I just decided it'd be fun to show videos of cars that I'm also interested in, because yes, I love Minis. I have a huge passion for the brand, but there's others I really do enjoy, and I do get a kick out of BMWs as well. So for Redline Rebel, we're going to be seeing some BMWs for the time being, and lots of them, because I have lots of access to lots of footage for BMW. So we're going to see lots of those, and they're all going to be put together as action shots. So all the cool action video that you would see put together with some really good background music to really make it kind of fun to watch. They're not going to be very long videos. They're going to be maybe they're going to be at the maximum 5 minutes long, at the minimum 1 minute long. So the idea is just to have something fun there to kind of keep you entertained, and you might enjoy them. You might get to see something new. So we're going to do something with those. I'm going to do something with those, and it's going to be pretty fun. I think you all are going to get a kick out of it. I hope you will. And yeah, so those will be spaced out throughout the coming months. Go to sleep. Why would I go to sleep? But they're going to be great videos, and I think everyone's going to get a kick out of them. So, as some of you have remembered the video I did last week, that was the video where I did a live or a long-distance review of a friend's car from Tennessee. I'm going to do that again with another car, so I'm working on getting that video footage put together to create another video with another F56 Mini Cooper S with a John Cooper Works tuning kit, and it's a pretty decked out car, so it's going to be pretty cool. But I think you're going to get a kick out of that one as well. So we're working on that. That's going to be a great video. This one's heavily modified too, so it should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to this one. But what else do we got going on? Well, I did get some confirmation on the transmissions and everything with some of the features with the F56 Mini that's coming out. I talked with someone who had pictures of the Sidewalk Edition Mini Cooper S convertible at their local dealership, and guess what? Initially, I was told they were doing away with the parking brake handle. That has not been the case. They have actually kept it. So we still get the parking brake handle in all of our Minis, which means we can still do e-brake turns and have fun with them like we should. So that's good news. Manuals are coming back as well. I talked with the local sales manager at the Mini dealership here, and he said that he has one at the port. It's a Cooper S, 2021 Cooper S with a manual transmission. So it's going to be coming to the dealership at some point. I don't know when, but as soon as it does, you can be sure I'm going to try to get a video of that one at least, just so I can have a video saying that the Mini has manual Mini has returned. So that's fantastic as well. But before I get into any more details or have some chats with you guys, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. I upload videos usually every Monday and Friday. Right now we're doing every Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do a live stream on Wednesdays. Sometimes I'll do some other stuff that might pop in there. You're going to start seeing the Redline Rebel series pop in periodically, which will be a pretty fun little thing just to have some fun with. If you are looking for upgrades for your Mini Cooper, go check out outmotoring.com. Use code MINIAC5 and you'll save 5% off on your order. If you're looking for some really cool vinyl or grill badges for your Mini, go over to motoringstripes.com. Use code MINIAC and you'll save 5% off on your order over there. If you're considering becoming a Patreon member of the channel, there's a link in the description of this video. Go check that out. And for as little as $2 a month, you can become a patron of the channel, which is pretty cool. And if you're in there, I might give you a shout out at some point. Ethan is one patron of the channel, and you've seen his car already, so that's pretty cool. What else have I got here? If you're looking for really cool merch and t-shirts, stuff like that, go over to my Teespring store in the description of this video as well. And I got tons of t-shirts. I'm working on redoing the logo and not redoing the logo, but redoing some stuff. And I'm also working on a special edition shirt that's going to be pretty cool. That's not going to be on the Teespring site. It's going to be something special that's going to be a limited run, and you'll have to get in touch with me. But as soon as that happens, it's going to be a cool shirt. It's really going to be a cool shirt. My dad's helping me work on this to get this all set up, and I'm having the sales manager help me as well because he has a degree in graphic design and he's really good at it. So we're going to get that going as well. That's going to be pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to go over into the chat here, and we have Maria. So hi. We have Simon, who said go to sleep. I'm not sure what Simon meant. Either he is trying to troll my channel, which I will not tolerate, or he is bored. Anyway, we got Jim. 3 cylinders versus 4 cylinders. Does one last longer than the other? They last about as long as each other. There's no difference, actually. They both last just as long. The thing about the B series engines is they're modular. So the 3-cylinder and the 4-cylinder have the same cylinders. They have the same cylinders, basically. So if you took the cylinders out, they would be identical. It's just that the 3-cylinder has 1 cylinder less, obviously. But no, there's no difference in longevity between those 2 engines. Jim, hello, just purchased an 05 Cooper S with 100,000. Manual goes like a cut snake. Wow. Is it a future classic or am I dreaming? I think the R53 Mini is R50 and R53 Mini. I think they are definitely future classics. I think they're definitely going to be classic cars in the not too distant future. And they're already 14 years old. If you go from 2006, they're already 14 years old. So another 10 years for the most part makes them easily a classic car already. So hold on to that car if you really want to, and it'll be a classic car in the future. I'm pretty confident of that. It's going to be right. It's going to be held at the same high regard as the original Mini as well, I think. That's just a personal opinion, but I think it's going to happen. So I'm pretty excited about that becoming a classic in the future. Maria, can you recommend tire brands for Mini Cooper S 2019? 2019 Mini Cooper S, if you have the 17-inch wheels, you have the 205, 45, 17. I want to say you either have Continentals, Hankooks, or Pirellis on your car, if I'm not mistaken, assuming you have the 17s. Now, you might have the 16-inch Victory Spoke wheels, in which case you would still have the same brand, but those would be 195/50 16s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. As far as tire brand, the sales manager at the local dealership recommends, or he loves Michelin's, recommends those like crazy. I'm a big fan of the Kumo Extra tires, and that's because I've used them on most of my Minis, and I really like them. But yeah, so 17-inch Hankooks. Hankook's a good brand. I use Kumos on my car because I'm going to put Kumos on this car right now because it has Michelin, or not Michelin, it has Bridgestone drive. I think they're Bridgestone drive guards, and they don't look very pretty. I'm also not a big fan of run flat tires. So I'm going to replace those eventually with 215 45 17s because I like a little bit wider contact patch on the tire. And they just, from an aesthetic point of view, they actually look better. But I don't really have a recommended brand of tire, but I do tend to go for the Kumo tires. I like them. They're not too expensive. They last a long time, and they're just all around a good tire. They're pretty affordable. I can get an entire set of 4 215 45 17s for I think about $450 on Amazon and have them shipped, and they're great tires. I really like them. So that's a brand I recommend. It's a tire I'd recommend if you want to go a little bit. That's all good. It's a good high performance all season. Now, if you want to go full all seat or full performance, I think Michelin's a good. I think Michelin's a good brand. and that's what the sales manager at the dealership would recommend is Michelin tires. Michelin Pilot Sports, I believe, is what his top ones are. But it's a little hard for me to really know for sure because I don't really have the means to go out and buy tons of different tires and do a like full-on test of all the different tires. If I could, I would, and that would actually be kind of fun. I've used many different tires on my cars in the past. I've had Hankooks on there. I've had in some of my older minis, I've had Hankooks, I've had Continentals, I've had Dunlops. My first mini actually had Dunlop Signature SPs on there, and they were a great tire, but they did not last very long. So I got rid of those quickly and went to Continentals, and I did not like the profile of the Continentals. They looked a little on the narrow side, so I ended up switching those. Finally went to a different, I think I went to Kumo or Hankook. I can't remember which one, but I've tried so many different tires over the years. I've had Falcons on my car at one point. So it really comes down to personal preference. I tend to like the Kumo tires, but that's my personal preference, so someone might not agree. Timothy in there says Michelin Pilot Sports are very highly rated. So there you go. There's your answer right there. Michelin Pilot Sports are great. I just don't want to spend them. I'm just one of those people who doesn't really want to spend the money on them. But if you're going to spend money on tires, Michelin Pilot Sports are a good tire. I just really kind of like the Kumos. I think it's because I don't drive nearly as fast as people think I do. But there you go. There's your answer right there. Get the Michelin Pilot Sports. I think they are Pilot Super Sports. I'm sorry. I think they are around $160, $170 tire, give or take. I think you can get them on Amazon. You get them on Tire Rack, and I think your local dealership, mini dealership, can also order them as well. I encourage you to go with a slightly larger size. Go for 215 4517 instead of a 205. You'll get a slightly wider contact patch, and it kind of just fills in that wheel well a little bit nicer. Just kind of makes it look a little less like your car's on stilts. So there's a tire I would definitely consider. As far as wheels, don't even get me started on wheels. I actually went through so many different wheels on my first Mini. So Timothy just popped in. Yeah, 190 on Tire Rack, not cheap. Not cheap, but in the big scheme of things, they're not really ultra expensive either. While at the same time, they're not really ultra cheap. Yeah. All right, that's for the 215 4517. Are they Daniel, are those run flats or non-run flat tires? I'm assuming non-run flat because we don't like run flats. A lot of us don't anyway. I'm not too concerned about it. So, I don't know what video I have coming up on Friday, but I'm sure you're all going to hopefully enjoy it. So, check that out. How is everyone doing today? How are your minis doing? How are you doing? Non-run flat. So, what's new in your mini community, in your mini world? I want to know how everyone is doing today. So, feel free to say something in there and just keep this going. I'll tell you a little bit. I did do something fun with my Mini. You'll eventually see that when I finally do a video on the Mini. I replaced my turn signals, the side scuttle signals, with the LED ones from outmotoring.com, and they're really, really cool. And I also replaced the side scuttles with night jack side scuttles. So I didn't really want the Cooper S ones on the car anymore. So I'm sort of trying to slowly dechrome the car. But it looks really cool, and eventually I'll do a video on my car, and I think you guys will see it, and you'll hopefully feel the same as I do about it. Timothy says, I am waiting for my run flats to wear out, and then I'll replace them with the Michelins. I'm waiting for my run flats to wear out as well, and then I'm going to replace them with Kumos, but different scenario. AJ says, good, just in the garage for now. Okay, well, I wish I had a garage. I don't have a garage. I wish I had a garage because then I can actually sit out there and work on my car and bring my computer out there or my camera out there and do videos with my car while it's out in the garage. But I don't have a garage. I have a driveway. So I can't really do much. Timothy Daniel, are you going to replace the door handles with the black handles? I thought about replacing the door handles with the black handles, but they're a little pricey for me. So I'm actually going to probably go to Outmotoring and get the covers for the door handles just so I can just cover them up, because as much as I like the idea of just having the full black handles, I don't necessarily have the money. It's kind of a budget, almost a budget upgrade to the car right now, because I'm trying to save my money, but at the same time I want to do things to the car. And the cat has decided he wants to grace me with his presence. What are you doing? So yeah, I'm going to do the door handle covers rather than the actual black door handles. But I think the black door handles would be pretty cool, and at some point I may actually change my mind and decide to do that. But we'll see what happens. So I'm planning to black out the door handles. I'm planning to black out the gas cap, and I'm planning to black out the taillight rings. I haven't gotten to those yet. Kind of just moving along as I have the money to do it. I'm also going to black out the badges. Now, how I'm going to do that is I was just going to replace them, but I decided, because I'm not too fond of the way the alignment pins are on the new emblem, it doesn't quite fit right, because you have to cut the alignment pins off and then use double-sided tape to really attach to the bonnet. I'm actually going to just get the black covers and put those over the badges to black those out. The rear Cooper S badge, I'm actually going to replace with a black one that I found. And then I'm probably going to replace the JCW badge on the back with a black one as well. So really make it blacked out, kind of sleek, really pretty. Really just a classy looking car. Timothy says, I have a black JCW with the red roof. I'm going to replace the handles, belt line. Okay, good choices. Jim says, just come back to tires. What's the problem with the run flats? The problem with the run flats is there's really no issue with them at all, aside from the fact they feel very, very harsh on certain surfaces, especially as they start to get older and start to wear down. And they feel very harsh on minis that are lowered, like mine. So I'm not a big fan of the run flats. I've never been a big fan of the run flats. I mean, I understand the purpose of the run flats. I'm just not a huge fan of them. So that's unfortunately where I am. And as Timothy says here, the run flats tend to be noisier and harsher ride. So yeah, they tend to be noisier and a harsher ride with those. But otherwise, they're great for what their purpose is, which is to get you home in case you get a flat. And they have, I think it's called a 50-50 tire, basically. So 50 miles at 50 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. And what else did Daniel say about his car? He's done the front and rear taillight rings on his Mini. So yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Run flats are also very expensive. So Victor says, not yet made up my mind to buy a Countryman. How's the reliability? Any comments? Reliability on the Mini Countryman is fantastic. Reliability on, I can say unequivocally, 2017 to present, those Minis are incredibly reliable. 2016, you got to watch. 2015, 2016, you need to watch them a little bit with certain models, because 2014 was when the F56 was released. That one had a few bugs in 2014, specifically the crank walk issue, which was related to only the Minis that had the manual transmission in that model year. 2015, you had the F55 four-door hardtop. You didn't have any real issues with that car. 2016, we had the Mini Clubman. Now, the Clubman had a few issues. I know that at least one friend of mine had a transmission replaced in his under warranty, and I know at least one had 2 or 3 engines replaced in it. For some reason, there was some issue with that car. And then 2017, the Countryman came along, and no issues with that one, really. So, really, 2017 onward, there's no issues at all with the F generation Mini. So, it's all a matter of you really need to go out and, like, if you're going to buy one of the used ones, just make sure you look at the maintenance history. Make sure the maintenance history is really good. Make sure the car's been well maintained. Make sure it's been to the shop, all that stuff. Just get a full maintenance history on the car, because you want that reliability if you're going to buy a used car. It doesn't matter what car it is. So you want to have a Mini that's going to be reliable, and that comes down to the maintenance history. If it's been well maintained, I don't think you're going to have any major issues. If you have serious gaps, like there's a 30,000 mile gap in the maintenance history on the car, that's something you might want to take it to the shop and have them look at it and go like, okay, can you verify what's going on here? Because there might be a problem there. There might be that the car was sold and they skipped the maintenance on the car, oil wasn't changed or something like that. You really got to take those into consideration. You got to look at those and figure out, okay, well, is there a problem here? Is there not a problem here? And then go from there with that car. So if you're going to buy a used Mini, definitely check the maintenance history on the car and make sure it's a good maintenance history. It doesn't matter what generation of Mini it is. You always want to make sure it has a good maintenance history. It doesn't matter what mileage it is. Just make sure the maintenance history is good on that car. Jim says, okay, thanks. So what do you do about a spare? You can get a temporary spare for your Mini. They do make them, and you can get a kit. I think you can get a kit, or you can actually just order the parts and have it put in your trunk. But in case of emergency, you can also have a fix-a-flat kit, which is something they usually put in the Minis that don't have run flats. So there's that. How do you install badges in a 2019 hardtop S? You'll get something like a flat prying tool, like a rubberized, like a plastic prying tool for like a fastener popper. Just pop them off. They're attached with double-sided adhesive. So pop it off. You'll have two alignment pins on the back of the front badge. And the new badge, if you get the black ones, has adhesive already on it. Peel it away, line it up, and then press. And then just hold it in place and press it firmly onto the body of the car, and it'll stick. And there you go. It's pretty easy. The front badge, and I think the front badge has an alignment pin. The rear badge is attached to the boot handle, so it doesn't have those things. I think you have to replace the whole boot handle if you're going to do so. I don't know for sure on that. As far as the Cooper S badging that's on the back of the car, that is a different story. That doesn't have any alignment pins. So if you're going to be replacing those with like the black ones or anything like that, get like painter's tape or something, just kind of line it up and kind of just get it where you want it, or where the tape is. Line up where the old badge was with that tape, and then when you take off the old badge, you can put the new one back on, and you get it aligned correctly. So it's just a matter of being patient and knowing where you're going to be placing everything and doing it very carefully. You don't want to make a mistake and then have to go out and buy another badge, because let me tell you, those badges are expensive. I think a black front badge for your bonnet is, I think, $45 or something like that. So something to consider. This is also why you want to consider possibly getting badge covers. If you're going to black out your badges, you might want to consider the covers instead of the actual black badge. But if you really want that full blacked out badge, definitely go get it. It's a really cool looking part, and it just kind of adds a little extra level of character to your Mini. Now I'm going to take this gum out because I'm having trouble talking to you guys. So anyway, I hope that answered your question, Maria. And if it didn't, I apologize, but I'm hoping it did. But yeah, we are getting ready. Kansas is finally getting ready to get out under its stay-at-home order on the 3rd. So that means that hopefully things are going to start to go back to a little bit some normalcy, where I can actually start doing more videos for you guys, because I really want to do some more videos, and I can't tell you how much I want to do some more videos. We're going to get to that at some point. William just said, what do you think about ceramic brakes, as I will be needing them in a few months? I think they're great. I like them. I don't know much about ceramic brakes, really. I know a guy who does know about ceramic, who probably knows more than I do. The thing is, I don't know enough because I haven't really worked on my car to the extent that a lot of other Mini enthusiasts have. But if they're a high performance thing and you think they're a good thing to have, definitely go for it. I'm going to look into those at some point, possibly if I decide to upgrade my brakes or something like that. I'm actually considering maybe even doing the big brake kit on it, but we'll see what happens. As far as the ceramic brake pad, are you talking about ceramic brakes? Or are you talking about this? Are you talking about like ceramic rotors, like carbon ceramic rotors? Or are you talking about like ceramic brake pads? Because if you're talking about ceramic brake pads, I think they're awesome. I've used them before. David Barnett, did you get the pepper white JCW? I'm looking for a JCW, not sure what color. If you're talking about the pepper white with red roof that was in one of my previous videos, no, I did not buy that one. That one recently sold. Well, sold in the last couple of months. I ended up buying a used 2017 Cooper S with the JCW appearance package. I then installed a I then installed the JCW, had the JCW tuning kit installed, and then I added a Dynon Elite tune, and I actually ended up adding, instead of the Cooper S Dynon Elite tune, I put the JCW Dynon Elite tune on the car, because apparently when you take a Cooper S and you turn it into and you put a JCW tuning kit on it, you have to use the JCW Dynon Elite tune, otherwise it will not work correctly. What that also means is it gives you 100, instead of bumping your horsepower from 189 to like 245, 250, it starts off at the 210 mark. So it took me from 210 to about 265, 270. So my Mini sitting in the driveway right now is rocking 200 to 65, 270 horsepower or so on a Dynon Elite tune, which is pretty impressive. I haven't dynoed the car to know if those numbers are completely accurate, but Dynon has assured me that those numbers are accurate, and that's what they recommend if you have a Cooper S with a JCW tuning kit. So I'm looking forward to trying it out a little bit more. Des Miller said, "Hi, you could use dental floss to get behind the badge." Yes, dental floss will work as well. That's something that I think I've seen the vinyl installing guy use dental floss to take the badge off. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen him use that. So yeah, you can pry them off, but I think the dental floss method is probably the best method, so it doesn't damage the paint or anything like that, or damage the badge potential. In case you want to reuse the badge, you never know. William was talking about brake pads. Okay, yeah, ceramic brake pads I think are fantastic, and definitely something I'd recommend if you want to upgrade your brake pads. Go check those. Definitely go for something like that. I think they actually stop the car a lot quicker, as far as I know. I think I swear I've had ceramic brake pads on my car in the past, but it's been a long time, and I think it was on my first Mini, and I haven't done anything like that since, so I really don't remember which brake pads I had on that car. But I know a friend of mine in the Mini Club who would be able to tell me which ones I had on the car, because he recommended them, and I bought them, because back then I bought whatever they recommended I get, which is why my car had so many issues. Timothy Daniel, do you have any plans to install a cold air intake? I like the Venturi one that modifies the hood scoop to make it functional. I've thought about a cold air intake. At the present time, I'm not going to install a cold air intake. What I am going to do is I'm going to install a K&N drop-in air filter. And the reason why is, one, it's less expensive, but two, I'm not too sure if there's any performance gain in it or not, or if it's just makes the car sound cool kind of thing versus any performance upgrade. As soon as I get some more information and find an intake if I find an intake that might actually give me a performance upgrade, then I might do that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do the drop-in air filter, because I think that's just, it does the job for what I need to do it for. Timothy Daniel, do you notice increased torque steer or wheel spin now that it has been tuned? Honestly, no. I don't notice any torque steer, because I usually am a little bit more careful when I accelerate, because I'm trying to make sure I don't throw an overboost code just in case this Dynon tune doesn't actually work. For some reason, when I had a Cooper S, Dynon tune on the car and it didn't take into consideration the JCW tuning kit. It threw a overboost or too much boost code on the car, which was kind of an interesting thing. So then I swapped. It was interesting because I didn't know it could do that. And then I talked to a technician friend of mine who said that, yeah, the Cooper S one will not work on a Cooper S with the JCW tuning kit. You have to get the JCW Dynon tune. So it's on the car. I'm testing it out to see if it'll actually do what it's supposed to do. And hopefully it works the way it's supposed to. Otherwise, I'm going to probably get rid of it and might be doing something else at some point with the car. Who knows? Chris Belgrade, I did the K&N filter on my F54S. Chris, what do you think of the K&N air filter? Do you like it? And I'm sorry, you already answered that. And there is a difference in the engine. You can hear the turbo, and it does have a little more pickup. Okay, well, I think you've answered my question. I may have to go out right now before the auto parts store closes and get myself a K&N air filter for my Mini. So that answers my question. I still thought about a cold air intake. I don't know if I'm going to do a cold air intake right now. But we shall see if I actually do a cold air intake or not. I am planning to do a second cat. I don't know if there's a second cat or a second resonator underneath the F cars. I haven't looked extensively to know for sure. But whatever the mid pipe is, I'm going to delete that I'm going to delete the resonator or second cat on the Mini. Come here. Come here. Come on. All right. So he's gonna now join me for the rest of the video. All right. Because he's been bugging me all day. Well, he's been bugging me since I got home, but he was bugging me all night too. So anyway, I'm definitely thinking about doing the K&N air filter. So Chris, I appreciate you telling me about that. I like that. So if you guys want to do a intake upgrade on your car and you want to save a little bit of money, why not do a K&N air filter? I don't think they're super expensive and they're pretty easy to install. So there's something to consider. There's other upgrades I have planned for my Mini at some point. I just haven't gotten around to doing them yet. And you can be sure that he is very distracting. He is really distracting. But you can be sure that I'll let you all know when I finally do some of those other upgrades. And the K&N filter runs about $55. That's not bad. $55 versus $300 for a cold air intake or more. That's a pretty good bargain. So something to consider. And you can buy them in any auto parts store. You don't have to order them special. So you can buy one. They'll fit in your car pretty easily, and it'll give you a nice little boost in performance and all that great stuff. So oops, sorry. He's a huge distraction. Can you tell? Can you tell this little cat is a distraction? But he craves it. He craves attention. He craves attention. So. Another thing I'm thinking of doing, if anyone can recommend this for me, this is my key. You all know about those key fob replacement things, the ones that make it look smaller, slimmer, that kind of stuff. Can one of you out there tell me where I can find those? Because I want to get one for my car. I'm not sure which one I want to get yet for my key, but I want to get one because because I carry the key around my pocket, and it'd be better if it was actually smaller than this thing is right now. So I'd rather have the smaller key fob surround. So if any of you out there know where I can get those, that would be great, because I want to change that up a little bit. I actually have 3 keys to my car. The previous owner had 3 sets of keys for this Mini of mine. So I want to change that out. I got nothing else really to talk about today. It's been kind of a slow news day. I am planning to do a video on the electric Mini when I can finally get one, and when I can finally get one to review. I'm planning to do a video on the GP3 when I can actually get one to review, and you can be sure it'll be a fun video. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but probably in the next couple of months, hopefully. Timothy pops in there. I'm thinking about a mini convertible at some point. Have you heard of any issues with the fabric roof leaking or the mechanism failing? The answer to your question is only on the first gens. I haven't heard anything about the roof failing on the second gen minis. So I would consider that a good thing then, that there isn't really any serious issues with the mechanism or the fabric on the F56 or F57 convertible roof. So there's something to consider right there. I think as far as the reliability goes, you're not going to have any issues with those roofs. You're not going to have any issues with the mechanism. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You're just going to have lots and lots of fun, because I've actually as much as I'm not a fan of convertibles, I've driven the drop top Mini Cooper convertible, and I think it's actually kind of fun. I actually enjoy driving it. It's just, it feels weird driving a car with no roof on it. That's just one of those. It's just one of those. Okay, you're gonna leave. Okay, it's just one of those weird things for me. But so anyway, we're gonna wrap things up because it's kind of a slow day, and I did not prepare as much as I was hoping to prepare. But I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for coming back and joining me here. I know this was kind of a slow live stream, as Simon up there said, go to sleep. So Simon, no, I'm not going to go to sleep, but I'm sure you're having a nice nap, assuming you didn't like this video at all. But I want to thank you all. Hold on. Before I do that, How about doing a road test video with your new Mini? Chris, I'm going to do a road test video of my new Mini as soon as possible. You can be darn sure of that because I want to show off my new car. It's a great car. I want to show it off. I just haven't gotten around to doing the video because I've been busy with work. Timothy Daniel, I got my key replacement key fob from Shapeways. Okay, that's the company I was thinking I was hearing about. I'm probably going to have to go check them out. Steve Smith, I have a 2017 Clubman S. How often should I have an oil change? My recommended service date is next January. Despite what they say about 10,000 miles, I say every 5,000 miles because I just don't trust the 10,000 mile longevity of oil. I really think it needs to be done every 5,000 miles, and that's what I'm going to do. So change your oil every 5,000 miles, really. If you drive as much as I do, every 5,000 miles really is a good idea. AJ says, I want to know where to replace the key case as well. AJ, if you saw what Timothy posted up there, it's called Shapeways, and I think if I remember correctly, and I think I might have seen the site way back when, they're 3D printed, which is kind of cool. So something to consider. And I think they 3D print them in either plastic or I think they 3D print them in plastic, but they also do it in metal. But I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check that out at some point. I think I'm going to do that in the next couple of hours because I want to get one for my car. The problem is, knowing me, I'm going to buy one, and then I'm going to want to have multiple variations so I can keep changing them out periodically on my car. So that's going to get expensive. So I need to find one that I like. So if any of you have recommendations for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Des Miller says you can get eBay. You can go to eBay for key fob covers. That's true. I've definitely found a few there, but I was trying to find something specific or something oddly specific. I haven't found it yet. But anyway, we're going to wrap things up here. I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, click the little notification bell, and you'll get an email or a text whenever I upload a video, which is oh so exciting for me. But have brain lapse here because I've been busy all day. But I'm just going to remind you all that life is too short to drive a boring car. So go drive a Mini. Definitely, if you have some chance to get out there and enjoy the nice weather, because some places have been having some nice weather, I encourage you to do that. So get out there, drive your Mini, and I will see you all in the next video. I have a video coming up this Friday. I don't remember what that video is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be fairly good. Check out the Redline Rebel series when it finally starts up on the channel. There's going to be some good videos from that. I'm going to be pulling them from from the other channel I was trying to create and just publishing them up on here. So we have a BMW M8, we got the M2, we're going to have an M3 video. It's going to be BMWs for the time being. So they're going to be good, but I think you're going to get a kick out of those as well. It's just kind of a filler thing. I just need more content, and if it has to be non-mini right now, it's going to be non-mini. So it's going to be good, though. I think you're going to enjoy it. But I hope everyone's doing well out there, staying safe, staying happy, staying healthy, and keep driving your Minis, keep enjoying the Mini community, and I will see you all at the next live stream, which is next Wednesday, which will be in May finally. So we can finally get out of the month of April, which seems like it's lasted for 5 years. As someone told me recently, 2020 is a leap year. It has 29 days in February, 300 in March, and 5 years in April. So I hope you all have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are around the world. You all take care, and I will see you next time. And if you want to, go watch one of my other videos right now, because there's tons. I think I have over 200 videos. So go check one out in there. And if you're still undecided, like someone was up there, if you're still undecided on a Mini Countryman versus a Mini Clubman, I have a video on that. So go check that out, and go out there and buy your dream Mini. Go have fun. I will see you all in the next video.